We are now going to be joined for a quick conversation by Bola Bakare, the member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, about developments potentially causing disaffection amongst party faithfuls and whether or not the party has what it takes or what it needs to resolve such reactions. Thank you so much for joining us here on Newsday today.
Thank you, my dear. I'm glad to be here, and I'm also glad to be with good people.
Well, thank you. Well, governors received automatic tickets. Also, the president got a rousing vote of confidence for a second term. Lawmakers from the zone, it seems, were left out of the arrangement, despite the speaker moving for the motion for Tinubu's endorsement. Well, why are lawmakers not extended this same privilege? And could you just give us your own opinion on all these vote of confidence for the next batch of elections?
Thank you very much, my dear. Honestly, the job and work of the media is to educate the people. And I guess that is what we are doing here today and every day. To start with, let us go back to the basics. And that basics is the meaning of the word democracy. It's so simple. Government of the people, by the people, for the people. You know what? That factor, people, appears on all the three sentences. And when it comes to a situation like this, when people say, oh, how come everybody is swinging towards the government of the day? How come everybody is now in love with President Bola Tinubu? I will tell you one thing. The element of that word, democracy, means everybody. The same way you have a right to exercise your right in voting, it's the same way you have a right to move. You can move and do whatever you like in as much as you are an adult. The only place and time where people don't move, where people are rigid, do you know, my dear? In the cemetery. And once we are alive, we are dynamic, vibrant people. And when it comes to the politics of the day, in as much as naysayers and people out there, everybody has a right to say his or her own opinion. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to fall in love with me. I have people who are in love with me. That is part of the psychology of life in itself. But the idea is this. When people gravitate towards somebody, or in this case, a government, there is something there. It is now left for you to see what is it that is moving them to gravitate towards this administration of the day. It is a known fact that we are not having it easy. We are going through a surgery, and the surgery is painful. But the last resort, the bottom line is, after the surgery, there is going to be succor, there is going to be a nice time and a good health. Now talking about politicians that are moving ship. The thing is simple. You have a right.
Mr. Bakare. Mr. Bakare.
Yeah, I have my eyesight. There's something. My eyesight is a little bit faulty.
You know, we are talking about the APC Northwest Zone's endorsement of President Tinubu and Northern governors for 2027. And we are wondering why the same privilege was not extended to lawmakers. This is not about, moving sheep. It's about why the lawmakers from the Northern Zone were excluded from this endorsement.
No, but, my dear, I don't know if you're a politician, but from my own angle, I call everybody a politician. If you can run your house with a husband or your kids and you make everybody happy, you're a politician. When it comes to the endorsement is, and as I repeat, on a person-to-person basis. That is why we have a nation. That is why we have 6 geopolitical zones. That is why we have 36 states plus 1. Are you listening to me? That is why we have 774 local governments. Those are the arms. Those are the appendages of government. And all the appendages have a right in themselves. Little wonder, lately, we're beginning to have North Central Development, Southwest Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission. We're beginning to form ourselves into caucuses that have a right to come together and then make a general statement. I can tell you one thing. The Northeast will make a statement very soon. You are just in too much of a hurry. But the political thing is, there is a political situation on ground that politicians do know. At times, people may, I don't know what you are, I don't know what your bias is, but I'll tell you one thing about politics. When it comes to politics, everybody, little wonder will say, if you're 18 and above, you have a right to vote, you have a right to go into politics, and then even the maximum age is 35 for Mr. President. People in Nigeria know what they want, they know when to say it. I can even do some analogy because our viewers understand analogy the more. You are a woman. I don't know if you're married or not, but before you got married, your husband specifically got interested in you. And it was because of your appeal that you married him. The same applies here. You can just translate it a little bit. In as much as whatever anybody is saying, the administration of President Bola Tinubu is doing a yeoman's job. And that is why people, when I say people, grown-ups, mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, they sit down, make up their minds, and then make a shift. And when it comes to statements like you're very vehement about, when it comes to statements being made that, why isn't everybody making it in the collective? For anything that is a collective starts from in collective. In other words, what I'm saying is to make a pound, you have to gather all the pennies. You don't worry, we're gathering all the pennies, and the pennies are going to become a pound.
Okay. Many are predicting that this kind of decision will lead to mass defections from the APC, particularly amongst lawmakers who might feel that their political futures within the party is now uncertain. What do you make of that?
My dear sister, I understand politics, I practice politics. We have our languages, we have our innuendos, we have whatever, all that we do, we know what we are doing. There is no rift anywhere in the APC. My sister, for God's sake, if there's a rift somewhere, how come a whole state, the richest state in Nigeria, is now part of the APC? It goes back to my word of saying, these are grown-ups, these are institutions, this is an appendage of a government. These are old people who know what they want, and they are doing what they want. There is no dissatisfaction in our party in any iota. The only thing you can say lately is the element of my brother, El Rufai, moving away from the CPC. But I'll tell you one thing. The CPC was on air in a world press conference saying that the family of the CPC is still there in APC. The core of the CPC, what I call legacy CPC, is still there in the APC because they were part of what made up the APC. So when you talk in terms of party affiliation and why people are swinging towards it, for God's sake, even the most elementary of physics, when there is a gravitation towards something, it is because that something is important. Whatever it is that you want in life, if you see it, you identify it, you like it, you gravitate towards it. President Bola Tinubu is doing a fantastic job, albeit it is hard on every one of us. But like in midwifery, before you have a kid, you go through pains, and when you're happy afterwards, you see the baby, you get happy. Nigerians, we're going through a midwife pain, and then we're going to see the beautiful kid, and everybody is going to be happy. The end justifies the means. We need to appreciate what's on ground, but at the same time, I'm not forcing myself on you. You have a right to your opinion, but what I'm saying to you is, if I am good, people will gravitate to me. This administration of President Bola Tinubu is good, and people are gravitating towards it. And don't forget my last word there. The people gravitating are mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, grown-ups, grandfathers, and from all the Z's, from Gen Z backwards, everybody is interested in the PBAT, and I'm sure the man is delivering. Little wonder, we are just in the midterm. Everybody is looking towards the next election and saying, yes, I want to be part of this train. Call it any kind of SPV, be it a train, be it a ship, be it an aircraft. Everybody wants to be in that SPV. And that is why you are seeing that humongous shift in everybody saying, irrespective of what people are saying, I like what this administration is doing, I am going to be part of it. My sister, if I have my way around you, I am going to invite you. You're going to be part of it too. But as we speak, you got a job to do. I pause.
Now, Mr. Bakare, I'm wondering how the Northwest Zone's endorsement of the president and the northern governors, how does this align with the party's internal democracy and merit-based selection process?
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll do one thing here. There is one word that is called repetition for emphasis. I am going to repeat myself. When it comes to politicking, all the appendages of governance, states, local governments, wards, zones, they have their say. And from that lower level, it comes back up again. They have their say. They've made up their minds. They have meetings on a weekly basis, some a monthly basis. They have meetings. They come to decisions that is translated from the word to the LG, from the LG to the state, from the state to the geopolitical zone, from the geopolitical zone to the center, which is Abuja as we speak. They have checked. They know what they are doing, and they are doing the best for them because they can see what is best for them. Just like I will advise all our viewers out here, you might not be having it easy. Nobody is having it easy. When something is too easy, you're in trouble. But when there is some difficulty, some challenges bring out the best in you. As Nigerians, we're going through challenges as we speak, but those challenges are bringing out the best in us. And our President Bola Tinubu, is doing a fantastic job. Don't mind what anybody says to you. I'm talking to Nigerians right now. Nigerians, listen to your mind, listen to your conscience, listen to what you can see, not what somebody tells you. It is difficult, but at the same time, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Northwest, Northeast, caucuses, even Governors Forum, whatever it is you want to name, all the other parties involved, everybody has a right to sit down as a group of people. Our law, our constitution allows it. Sit down as a group of people, make up your minds about what you want to do, and then go ahead and do what you want to do. The Northwest, they've made up their mind to say, oh, we endorsed President Bola Tinubu for a fantastic job for 2027. And I make you one promise. You just wait. The Northeast is going to come up with the same thing too. The North Central is going to come up with the same thing too. The Southwest is a foregone conclusion. The South, it's there. The Southeast, you just hold on a while. We've got 2 more years to go. But right now, midterm, we are beginning to get feelers of, okay, campaigns are coming on. But the word is alignment. In politics, you need to align yourself fast. For every SPV, for every form of transportation, there is a room, a specific room. In an aircraft, maybe you have 300 people. And if you're sure you want to make that trip, you get there early. That's why some people,
Bola,
like you rightly said,
thank you for
some
joining
regions
us this
are
afternoon
getting ready.
Here on Newsday. Pleasure to have you. Thanks for joining us.